Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is TFB, and today I am proud to announce the first franchise coming to the channel. It should be a great journey, and I will now show you the intro video I have prepared. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a history of joy and of loss. Originally founded in 1976, this team only waited 3 years to get things clicking. They made their first playoff appearance in 1979 and won their division in 81. Yet, though making 10 playoff appearances since 1979, they've only won the conference once, in 2002, the year they won the Super Bowl. Since 2002, they've made 2 playoff appearances and no return to the Super Bowl. Now we will take this team and strive to bring them back there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new era of Buccaneers football, and we are going to take this team and rebuild them. I hope you're ready for the journey. I am now going to switch over to the PS4 console, so the microphone's going to change and there will be a difference in audio, so just be prepared for that. Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rebuild. It is going to be a fun journey, guys. We are taking this very young team and trying to take them to the playoffs and maybe even farther. We're going to be using the owner Edgar Miller, and we are going to start in the regular season and sign some free agents today and maybe make a trade even. Just getting ready for the new season. So I will see you after we send the preseason. So here we are with the team. We will start out with Jameis Winston and go through the whole team, seeing what positions we need to upgrade and which positions we will just keep with their designated player. So Jameis Winston, quick development out of Florida State. He has 1 year of experience and we're definitely going to keep him. The short accuracy is very good along with the throw power. Throw on the run, play action, speed, all great. Medium accuracy is okay, and deep accuracy can be worked on. But remember that quick development trait is going to help us a lot with developing his stats. Next we have Doug Martin, our halfback. One cut kind of guy, and he's good all across the board. 89 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 carrying, 89 ball carrier visioning, and it just keeps going on. Trucking is good, stiff arm is good, spin move is good, and juke move is good. Quick development also helps, and we could boost him up to a 90 at the end of the season. He is 27 years old and about to be in the prime of his career, so I feel like this guy can do really well for us. Next we have our backup running back Charles Sims III, and he could be good on the trade block. I don't know if we'll trade him in this episode, but he's definitely a guy that I will trade eventually. He's young and we don't really need him unless Doug Martin gets hurt or something. And say Doug Martin does get hurt and we trade him away, we can always start Jaquez Rogers, 26 years old. Doesn't really have a stiff arm or a spin move, but his trucking is really good and he is a lot of speed. So now moving on to wide receivers, Mike Evans, one of the best all-around wide receivers in the game. Quick development trait, 23 years old, and just look at those stats. I don't even need to tell you guys how good those are. Look at those catch in traffic and spectacular catch. Can't get much better than that. Look for him on the streak route. Adam Humphries, our other wide receiver, he will be starting at wide receiver number 3, and he's just good all across the board. He's just one of those average players that will get a couple catches a day, and he's somebody that I think will just be our utility player. And finally, we'll round it off with Benson Jackson, 33 years old. He is a veteran and just all good across the board. We're probably going to draft a wide receiver in the draft if they have a good class for him. And then at wide receiver number 4 will be Josh Huff out of Oregon, 24 years old. The route running isn't good, but through this season we can progress him to be a good route runner. And if it gets high enough, maybe he'll have a starting job when Benson Jackson retires. So our fullback is Austin Johnson. He's okay. I don't really want to worry about the position. I don't want to spend any money on the position because all our funds do matter. So we'll move on to our tight end with Cameron Brate. The run block scares me, so we are going to sign a tight end that can block later or in this episode. We'll just have to look at the free agents. But he's a good catcher, somebody that can really hold on to the football and make good catches. DeMar Dotson will start at right tackle. We're going to keep him around. And then things get ugly after Ally Marpet, who's a very good right guard. Quick development trait and has good blocking all around. I can't wait to see what this guy can become at the end of the season. For our center, we have Joe Hawley, who isn't really what I'm looking for. I want to run up the gut, but he only has 75 run block and 76 pass, and only 79 impact. So I feel like we might have to get a new guy for that position. J.R. Sweezy is our left guard. He's 27 years old out of NC State, and maybe we'll keep him around, but toward the next offseason, we're going to have to try to get somebody who will block better, because running is a big part of our game, and our offensive line really needs to step it up. Donovan Smith is definitely going to be replaced. I don't know when, but throughout the season, he is going to be. The impact blocking is good, but the rest of it is terrible, and I really don't want this guy to be on our team anymore. If anything, he should be a backup. So we'll move on to the defensive side, where things get a bit better. And Keith Tandy, our free safety, is good all around. 27 years old, in maybe the prime of his career. I feel like he'll do good this season. 86 speed and 79 zone. Then we move on to Levante David, who's somebody that will boost up at the end of the season. I don't know how far, but if he has a good season, he could get close to a 90 overall with a superstar development trait. And we can upgrade that block shedding, and he'll be a good pass rusher off the outside. Kawan Alexander will start in the middle. No need to replace him. He's young and he has good talent. Daryl Smith is a veteran that will help lead the team. At strong safety, we have Bradley McDougald. I don't know exactly how to pronounce that. I think I'm pronouncing it right. 74 zone, which scares me, but 87 speed well rounds out. I don't know. We'll have to look at free agents again, and then we'll move on to corner here. So Vernon Hargraves, the third, 90 speed and 78 man, 73 zone. I feel like we should sign another corner just for depth there. I don't want him to start because the zone scares me, and I just don't feel like he's ready, but he will in a couple of seasons. He'll be a prime cornerback. William Golston, good all around, 25 years old. Doesn't have the best development, but he is a good all around player. Clinton McDonald, another good player. Maybe we could upgrade the block setting a bit, but other than that. And then we move on to the beast, Gerald McCoy, superstar development. He should get to maybe around a 96 this year. Robert Ayers on the edge, starting at right end. No need to replace him. He's past the prime of his career, but I feel like he'll do good this season. And Brent Grimes, one of the most talked about corners. If he would have been bumped up a few inches, he would have been one of the best corners maybe of all time. One of them, at least. His development is normal, but he's only 5'10". His coverage stats are good, but I mean, I don't know if he'll be able to jump that high to pick off passes. I don't know how he'll do this season. It's either good or bad. So we'll move on to the specialists, and Roberto Aguayo will start at kicker. I don't want to replace him, even though he has terrible accuracy for a kicker. And then Ryan Anger, one of the best punters in my opinion in the game, from California, his fourth year out of there. Starting at punt returner and kick returner, we have Josh Huff, no need to replace there. And Marpet is actually pretty good at long snapper, so we'll keep him there. So that rounds it out for the team part of it, and now we'll move on to free agents. So free agent class, let's check it out. Alright, so Geoff Schwartz out of Oregon, 30 years old. And honestly, I just want to sign him because we kind of need some depth at the offensive line, so it'll be good to sign him. So we just did. And now we'll go to Raheem Moore Sr., 26 years old, and I don't think we'll sign him. Kawan Williams is actually here, originally a Bronco. He's smaller, but his coverage is good, like Brent Grimes. I feel like you would do good by him, and Kawan Williams will be the signing. Kyshawn Garrett, he's on the practice squad, probably because of that horrible zone he has there, but we're not going to pick him up today. I don't think we really need anybody else. Here's Larry Asante. I remember watching him play. It's actually not that bad. We'll use him as a depth kind of player because he's only 28 years old. And I think that will round it out for our free agents. I don't want to sign a ton of guys because we'll have to cut some, and I don't want to go through all of that. See, our roster size is already 3 spots over, so we're going to have to manage that in the next episode. So the Buccaneers will trade away our halfback Charles Sims here, but we just got to see if anybody wants him. Bears don't want him, Bengals don't want him, Bills don't want him, Broncos don't want him, a lot of teams don't want him, not even the Browns want him. Wow, this is a lot. Oh, the Colts want him. What do the Colts have to offer that we need? We need a left tackle. Do you have somebody at left tackle? Okay. Anthony Costanzo. We could trade Charles Sims away and maybe a 5th, and maybe we could acquire him, and maybe he would do pretty well. Let's see. Close. I think we can throw in a 4th and an extra. I don't want to spend too much value on him. And there we go, Charles Sims and a 4th round pick. Not that bad to get a player that's in his prime of his career as a tackle. He can do really well on this team, I feel like. And he will replace Donovan Smith, who we really didn't want to start. And the team's looking better already. So the improvements we have signed are mostly on defense. Kawan Williams will start in place of Vernon Hargreaves. He will start at the 3rd corner. So he'll still be starting, just not as much. Larry Asante will just sit there. If Tandy or McDougall doesn't have a good season, he's always there for us to use. And I think that really rounds out this episode. I feel like we got some improvements to the team, and we didn't need to do much. I want to make this as realistic as possible, so I'm not going to make a lot of trades. But if you have any realistic trade suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Well, that wraps up this. This is TFB signing out. Have a great day, guys.